March 29, Holy Thursday. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Before the feast of Passover, Jesus knew that his hour had come to pass from this world to the Father. He loved his own in the world, and he loved them to the end. The devil had already induced Judas, son of Simon the Iscariot, to hand him over. So, during supper, fully aware that the Father had put everything into his power and that he had come from God and was returning to God, he rose from supper and took off his outer garments. He took a towel and tied it around his waist. Then he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and dried them with the towel around his waist. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Master, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus answered him, "Unless I wash you, you will have no inheritance with me." Simon Peter said to him, "Master, then not only my feet but my hands and head as well." Jesus said to him, "Whoever has bathed has no need except to have his feet washed, for he is clean all over. So you are clean, but not all." For he knew who would betray him. For this reason he said, "Not all of you are clean." So when he had washed their feet and put his garments back on and reclined at table again, he said to them, "Do you realize what I have done for you? You call me teacher and master, and rightly so, for indeed I am. If I, therefore, the master and teacher, have washed your feet, you ought to wash one another's feet. I have given you a model to follow, so that as I have done for you, you should also do." The Gospel of the Lord. If I, therefore, the master and teacher, have washed your feet, the scene of the master stooping down to wash his disciples' feet underlines that to be Christ's disciples is to be as servants to one another. Christians, especially ordained ministers, ought to remember this. In the Passover meal, he eats with the apostles. Jesus declares that in the bread and wine they take or share, his own life is present and given for them, and they are to celebrate it in his remembrance until he comes back. The solemn meal is marred by the revelation of the one who will hand Jesus over to his enemies. Jesus lived a rather short life on earth by human standards, but really, whether long life or short, what matters is how one has lived it. Jesus lived fully and totally for us, whom he loves.